Yo, 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 what's good, man? It's your boy, Damn D, here to give you the live news. And Skip, I'm still on your head, right? I'm still on your head, boy. Pause. Now, I want to keep on revisiting the old clips that Skip got destroyed, right? Because, like I said, Skip, I don't like how you talk to Shannon Sharpe. I don't even like Shannon Sharpe. But I'll be damned if I let you talk about him the way that you talk about him, all right? We gonna talk about our own, all right? If it's anybody that's gonna disrespect Shannon Sharpe, it's gonna be me, not you, all right? So, since you wanna embarrass Shannon Sharpe, I wanna embarrass you. And we gonna keep on highlighting you getting exposed. Now, this was one of the classic streams of Skip Bayless basically getting exposed by Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban said it to his face, just straight on some gangster stuff. Let's get into it.
Just finding out what's your, you may have more than one issue, but what's your biggest issue with Skip?
It's not just Skip, it's sports writers, sports media in general, where everything's generalities, right? Excruciating pressure. What the hell is that, right? You know,
It was excruciating pressure. That's what it was.
That meaning what, Skip?
Meaning that you personally watched up close and personal what LeBron went through last year against your Dallas Mavericks. Was it not the biggest collapse of a superstar that we've ever witnessed on a finals or championship stage?
No.
Well, that I gotta give you, because I don't like LeBron. He definitely nutted up. With the NBA Finals versus Dallas. He wasn't nowhere to be found. But I just like Mark Cuban just exposing Skip.
Oh, I mean, first of all, it's a team game, right? You guys like to talk in complete generalities where no one can question you, right? You don't ever use facts. You don't ever use substance. You don't ever use
facts.
No.
That's all I use on this show.
What, excruciating pressure, undeniable this, you know, it's just all generalities.
There's never been a star under more pressure going into a finals, a championship series or game than LeBron James was under after 9 years and 3 league MVPs.
Well, first of all, you have the presumption that people care what you say.
You have the presumption of that you care, that you think that people care what you say. Hey, that was the most polite roast I've seen. Yo, I love it when white people like roast each other. It's so polite and it's so professional. You know, black people would be like, no, get your big old, yo mother, get your mother. Well, you just presume that people care what you like. That was so polite and so just straight to the point. Hold on, there you go.
You have the presumption that people care what you say.
MVPs?
Well, first of all, you have the presumption that people care what you say. They don't.
MVPs?
Well, first of all, you have the presumption that people care what you say. They don't.
Sheesh. Hit him with that ether. Dang. Go ahead, talk your talk, Cuban.
When guys go out there,
Series or game than LeBron James was under after 9 years and 3 league MVPs?
Well, first of all, you have the presumption that people care what you say. They don't. When guys go out there, I'm talking about media in general. When guys get ready to play and they're in the locker room, they're not thinking, okay, well, what's written, what's going to be written, what's being said, right? I mean, they're getting prepared. And if you've got a good coach and you've got a good culture, then guys are ready to play no matter what. Like you guys were just talking about, you know, Miami wanted it more or less. Like that is just such horse, you know what, right? There's no such thing as it's not that Oklahoma City don't want it more. I think Miami was better prepared to play the game than Oklahoma City in terms of adjustments and changes. Now, if you want to talk about double teams and how they were used, whether or not they should have played zone, what defensive structure was in place, that's a valid conversation. But just saying they wanted it more, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. That is like when you play professional sports and you know that you get paid off of your performance, why wouldn't you always want to play at your best? You know what I'm saying? Saying that a team wanted it more. Nah, it's just, hey, one team is better than the other. That's it. One team is better than the other. So yeah, that whole they wanted it more stuff. So you saying the other team wanted to lose? That don't make no sense, right? I agree with Cuban on that.
When you're Kevin Durant and you're Derek Fisher and you're Russell Westbrook, etc., and you're at that closeout game, there's nobody that wants it more. It's just a question of who executes better, and then you decide why.
Who played harder in the last games? Miami did every game. LeBron played harder than Kevin Durant did 4 straight games.
That is the most ridiculous thing any sports writer has ever said. Now, if you think when Kevin Durant walked off the court, he thought, yeah, I didn't play quite hard enough, right? Now, you can say like he wasn't put in a position to succeed. You could say that they didn't write the
that he didn't play. Yeah, see, playing hard enough. How are you going to determine how he played? Are you inside of Kevin Durant's body? Pause. Right? Is there some type of meter that determines how much effort Kevin Durant put into the game and LeBron James? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you measuring that he played harder because he scored more points? You know, when you shoot the ball, it either goes in or it goes out. Just because more shots go in doesn't mean that you playing harder. You just hit more shots. Yeah, so that whole, the team wanted it more. Oh, this player played harder. Stop it. Now, this was the NBA Finals, right? This is when OKC was playing versus the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals. Who's not going to play hard in the finals? Stop the cap.
Run the right plays. They didn't get the ball to him on the block enough. And if you were smart, you'd come out and you'd have substance. You say, you know what? This is how many plays they ran to him on the block. Here's how Miami defended it. Now, you can also argue that the Pat Riley way is always the same way all the time. Miami played it the same way all the time. And then we can have a discussion about adjustments. Like last year, did we play harder than the Heat? Is that what you think it was?
No, I don't. I think LeBron disappeared and shrank in crunch time in the fourth quarter, and I can just show you the numbers of what he didn't do in every fourth quarter.
So we get no credit for not putting him in a position to succeed, right? We played the Heat.
He put himself in. All he did was stand out on the perimeter.
Facts.
Now, how do you think we defended that? Why do you think he was standing out there?
You didn't have to defend it.
Oh, right. So no matter what.
Facts. There you go. Talk to him, right? So the Dallas Mavericks had no game plan, right? They just went out there, and LeBron James, he decided, well, I'm not gonna play today. Giving Dallas no credit. There you go. Get on that nigga head. Get on that head. Pause.
Why do you think he was standing out there?
You didn't have to defend it.
Oh, right. So no matter what we did, he was just going to stand there and do nothing.
Well, that's all I saw. That was a lot
that's
of it.
exactly right, Chip.
And hope
that's
that
all
Dwayne
you
Wade
saw.
saved the day for him.
You're exactly right. That's all you saw. You didn't look, right? I mean, and that's a complete insult to us to say, you know what? The adjustments that we made.
What did you do to force him out there?
We had like 6, 7 different types of matchups in our zone, right? And we played man-to-man, and we had a variety of different switches, right? So we knew that 90% of his shots were going to come from the left-hand side, right? We knew that if you gave him room from the left, he was going to drive. Now,
now, Mr. Skip Bayless, the professional analyst, why you not talking like Mark Cuban? It sounds like Mark Cuban could be a professional NBA analyst because he's actually giving you data, numbers, formations, things of that caliber other than just opinions. Well, LeBron James just quit. Why did he quit? What made him quit? Shout out to Cuban. Yeah.
We had the athletes in Oklahoma City, so we had to plan differently.
Sure.
So we need to make sure that we pushed him out away, and then we gave him different looks every time he had the ball, because just making him forcing him to make a decision, right? To think about what he had to do, taking the time to read. Are we in a zone? What type of zone are we in? How are we matching up? What type of rotations are we in? Making him think made them pass the ball around the perimeter, which gave us a chance to adjust, right? Now they're smarter, they're a better team this year, they deserve to win this year, but you know, that's the way we played it. And so it wasn't just LeBron. LeBron actually played it right more often than not. He made the right pass to the right guy who didn't make the right play. And that's exactly what we wanted. We wanted to get the ball out of their hands and into the hands of somebody else. We wanted him to play Michael Jordan and make somebody play Steve Kerr. Now last night, Mike Miller.
They had several Steve Kerrs
they
in
had
this series.
everybody stepping up, and they desered every bit. You know, so but
Okay,
you're talking generalities and just
No,
to
I'm
say
not.
you are.
Okay, you spewed.
There you go. Talk to him. He's just talking to generality. I don't know if I say that word right. He's just talking generality.
Out some generality about
I'll
the
show you.
players don't care. Okay, let me tell you that for a fact, and Stephen A. can validate this. LeBron James listened to what I said for about, 8 years? Because that's all I heard. He said I was his Howard Cosell. And this year, for the first time, to his credit, he tuned out all the noise. That's all we saw in the finals was he's reading the Hunger Games trilogy before the games. He's meditating on the bench before the games. He tuned us out.
This is a Skip Bayless special. LeBron lost last year because he was paying attention to Skip Bayless. LeBron won
that's
this
not
year
true.
because he wasn't. That's what you just said.
Okay.
Did he not just say that?
Okay. Here's what he didn't do. Here's what he didn't do against you guys.
Okay.
He let you off the hook because he didn't do what we saw him do for 4 straight games. He didn't drive through your zone and slash it up and dish. He didn't post up at all. This was a new deal. This was a new post up game that we saw this year from LeBron. He shredded the Oklahoma City defense because he drove and he dished.
And you know why? That's a learning experience. He learned by getting his ass whooped by Dallas. So he came the next year and he did what he got, and then he did what he had to do, right?
Okay.
He did
what
not
kind of
drive.
defense? When
he
was
wanted to be a
driving,
pretty jump shooter against you guys, and it played right into your hands because he's a below average jump shooter from the perimeter.
Okay, Skip. So when he was on the post, what were the different defensive schemes that Oklahoma City ran last night?
They used Cephalosha on him. They used Durant on him.
When he was in the post, what were the different defensive schemes that they
And
used?
Ibaka was supposed to come hard.
He said the schemes. See, you getting exposed, Skip. He said the schemes. What kind of defense schemes? Like a 2-3 man zone, double team, off the ball schemes.
He was
And keep him
supposed to
from
come
the,
hard,
and
right?
he did not come hard. He let LeBron get to the rim repeatedly, and Perkins was nowhere
I
to
just
be
asked
seen.
a simple question.
Yeah, I just told you.
No, you
I
said
gave you a
so-and-so was
simple
supposed to. No, they doubled from down, right? And they doubled and they passed and they hit their open shots, right? When they kept on doubling, they changed, right? Because they passed it out. Mike Miller hit open shot. But that's just one
Did
example.
he
Then
get
what
in
did
the
they do
lane
after
against
that?
you guys last year? Not at all in the fourth
Now,
quarter.
why do you play a zone, Skip?
Well, again, I've seen him
Exactly. Why do you play a zone? For them to shoot the ball, for them not to penetrate the lane, to clog up the lane and let them shoot outside jumpers, Mr. NBA specialist.
up any kind of defense when he feels like it.
Skip, one
He's
of the things
afraid
about-
to train. You just said you don't have the athletes that they have.
Right, and that's why we play more zone than possibly Oklahoma City did, because we had smarter players and not necessarily as athletic.
Sheesh! Shout out to Cuban, man. Shout out to Cuban for exposing Skip Bayless. Skip! So y'all leave a comment down below and y'all let me know how y'all feel about Mark Cuban basically destroying, embarrassing, exposing Skip Bayless. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I'm up out of here, y'all. Peace.